Megan Fox has the story.
Megan Fox.
Megan Fox.
Megan Fox.
Megan Fox. Megan Fox, a national journalist.
Mastodon. I will never be able to say that.
It feels like the Flintstones live there.
It does.
Well, don't trust women. I think you just touched on that with your last. That's what they brought. We're going to have to bring back chaperones.
Jesus, no.
Just careful. Stop! Break! Ooh. Hard right.
How did you screw up a stove, Megan? You're a woman. I thought that was baked into you. Like at the genetic level, how to operate kitchen equipment.
And honestly, Megan, if you don't like it, I'm sorry. I've been very nice to you.
You get Dino hanging out outside chewing on a large bone.
I highly recommend being targeted by the New York Times and Rolling Stone for weight loss. And I'd say, keep it coming. I need to lose 20 more. Please, keep it coming.
Explain to me, Megan, why did this country not have a holiday once a year? That's the time you vote. If you don't show up and vote, up your ass. You don't get another chance. I don't care if you're in the hospital. Crawl to the stake, crawl there. But that's it. One day, 12 hours, and then you're done. And you count them that day, and that night, you know who the hell won.
I will eat you alive. You want to tangle? You want to go?
The only thing going through my head is, what are you going to do when Megan Fox runs wild on you, brother?
He made a deal with the devil. She's the devil.
He wants that.
Oh, God. Gross! Oh! All right. Penalty box for slug. Yep.
Of a mile.
Are you ready to behave yourself now, slug?
This frustrating rep.
Are you ready to behave yourself? Repossessed puppies. I'm hiding pork chop. ASAP. Have you seen his little pork chop? Oh my God, pork chop is the cutest.
That sounds bad.
Have you seen it?
Pork is pork.
Though you may be tempted, do not contact any person or persons mentioned on this stream. Do not even think about contacting anyone who may be the topic of the daily news. If you should do that, the host will question your IQ, possibly call you names, and mock you for disobeying these basic rules of decency.
All the best.
Oh, what's up, everybody?
Hey!
We're not Megan Fox. Welcome to Megan Fox's channel. She's covering the Timms trial. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's good. Hi, Jennifer. How are you doing today?
I'm good, Flux. How are you?
I'm doing good. I did a hair wash, so I'm unbraided.
It looks beautiful.
Thank
I did a
you.
hair straightening today.
It looks lovely. You know, I'm always super jealous of people that have really nice, like, straight hair, because I have so much of it.
You have beautiful curly hair. And us with straight are jealous of you.
Right? Right?
Well,
I wonder what, there she is.
I had a power outage problem. It was my fault. I knocked something over and it hit the power button on the what do you call the thing you plug all the things into? You know,
power strip.
The power strip. So I hit something with my foot and it fell off and it hit the power button of all the things that it could fall onto. Did the intro continue playing or did it back out when I backed out? Okay. So you didn't know until it stopped. And then I was
hey, but we got hair talk out of the way, Megan. Hair talk.
Dang it. I missed it completely. All right, excellent. If you have seen the new bingo card, I have worked very hard on it, and I have learned that you can put pictures into the bingo card, everybody. So have you generated your new card? The bingo link is at the top of the screen of the YouTube chat. Make sure that you get over there and click on it, generate your new card, and you should see something like this. And here we go. There we go. Look, it's the Spider-Man meme. Look.
It's awesome. That's my favorite.
All right, we've got Get Squunched, Sidebar, Hair Talk, which I hear has already been done, Dumpster Moment, Megan Snorts, Fake Words, Spider-Man meme, where everyone's pointing at everyone else, State Lies, Sex Scandal Face, The Stimulation Does Not Disappoint, Appropriate Loving Parents. I feel like we've heard that so many times that it needs to be on the bingo card.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least 4.
At least. We have River Dancing. River Dancing. Free Space. Thug Judge. Didn't do nothing. Thug Judge made it. The C Word. Evasive Answers. What a bitch. Prosecutor earns Megan's hate. Blink rate anomaly. Defensive body language. Drunk or high witness. Meg's blood pressure meds stop working. Flux hates prosecutor. And conflicting testimony. All right. How is everyone doing? How is everyone in the chat doing? Everyone doing good? Everyone hanging in there? Make sure you share this stream and show the algorithm who's boss. You know, hit that like button, smack it now. Don't forget, if you are lurking, to check in. This is the lurker roll call. Please check in for YouTube, because YouTube is asshole, and they're always not counting you if you're not contributing to the chat.
So rude.
It is rude.
I know. Lurker lives matter. I don't understand why we have this problem, but apparently we do. So
Is that me?
I'm still
Did I
here.
freeze?
No, I see you and hear
no.
you.
no, it's probably me. It's probably me
Okay.
because my computer is resetting. So whatever it's doing, it's redoing stuff. So if I go out on you, I don't
Flux
know.
takeover.
Yeah, Flux will take over. She's the pro. And she's unbraided today, folks. Unbraided.
Oh,
If
yeah.
I had known this was a possibility, I would have put that on the bingo card.
It's rare. It's very rare. Normally only member streams.
Right. I know. And like the chat can't even see how long this hair is. You'll have to hold it up so we can see how many feet are below the camera.
Huh.
She has Lady Godiva hair. Check it out.
Gosh.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's pretty long.
It's very long. It's very beautiful. All right. Today we are going to start with, we of course are covering the Timms trial. Carrie and Brady Timms were falsely accused of child abuse when they took their baby to Choa Hospital, the Children's Hospital of Atlanta, for some marks on his skin and something next to a frenulum adjacent mark. And joining us is Carrie Timms. Carrie, welcome. How are you? You're looking cozy in your flannel today.
I love the power braid.
Thanks. It's called have to have good hair to be on here, right?
We like braids. Braids are good. Flux is unbraided today. We don't get to an unbraided Flux very often, but
Love it.
that's happening. So we were just going over what we're going to watch today. We are going to be watching the testimony of Jameson's foster mother. It's only 15 minutes long. And then we get a DFCS worker, somebody by the name of, is it Elizabeth Bono? Bono? Yeah, Bono. Okay. All right. So we are going to start out. So it appears that the cameraman decided that he wasn't going to put the foster mom on camera. Now, I disagree. I think she should be on camera. For what? I'll give you my reasons. If she was a good foster mother, then she has nothing to worry about. And if she was a bad foster mother, then everybody needs to know it. I'm assuming she was good and there was nothing wrong with her. I have not heard any stories or anything. But I don't think there's any particular reason to keep her off the camera. And it really sucks when we're trying to watch testimony, because you can't see anybody's expression. And I wish he had at least kept the camera on the attorneys then, but we don't have that. We have just a blank screen for 15 minutes. So I apologize for that, but there's just nothing I can do about it.
Ooh, you should have got like the puppets like Jeremy did.
Right. Right. Oh, now we lost Jennifer. Hopefully she'll come back. I don't know. We're all having problems today. Well, that would be good. Puppets would be good. We don't have any puppets, though. We weren't thinking. Is there another?
This.
It's terrible not to be able to see facial expressions, though. That's the problem, you know. I feel like
she was not terrible. Sorry, I've got to get cozy for all of this today.
Yes, feel free.
She wasn't totally horrible, but you could tell she was just going through the motions. We'll put it that way.
I had listened to about 2 minutes of it, and that's the kind of thing that's what I got out of it as well. Mm-hmm. But I guess since she's not on the screen, we'll be able to be very honest about what we think about it and not have to worry about her being, you know, harassed in any way. So, and anyway, you guys know we can focus. Yes, we can focus on what she's saying. So here we go. This is the foster mother that fostered Jameson. And we're going to get through this and then get to DFACS.
For 6 days. Jameson was with her for 6 days.
6 days. Okay.
Self-employed.
Okay. What do you do for a living?
Medical staffing.
Okay. And do you do anything else in addition to your medical staffing?
Foster parent.
Okay. And how long have you been a foster parent?
About 5 years.
Now, can you tell us, is there any type of training that you have to become a foster parent?
Yes, you go through training.
Okay. What types of training do you receive as a foster parent?
There's online courses and in-person courses.
There's online and in-person? Okay.
Yes.
And what types of things do those trainings cover?
Domestic violence, abuse, CPR, first aid.
Okay. And do you remember how many hours? I know it was 5 years ago, but do you remember how many hours that you had to do to become a foster parent?
I don't.
Okay. Are there any updates that you have to do every year to maintain as a foster parent?
Yes, yearly.
I'm sorry?
Yes, yearly.
Yearly? Okay. Do you know how many hours it is you're supposed to get yearly?
I believe 20.
Okay.
Could be wrong.
All right. Was there, in addition to that training, is there any other education that you had to undergo or have to become a foster parent?
No.
Okay. Now, can you tell us, how is it that children get placed with you as a foster parent?
We get a call from their caseworker and just asked if we are available to take placement of a new child.
And you said a caseworker, is that with DFACS?
It is.
Okay. And so they call you and just ask, do you have space? Do you have time? Or
they do.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. And so what do you do after you receive word that you are going to be taking in another foster child?
Usually just prepare for a child, and a transporter will bring them or you pick them up.
And how many children have you fostered over the 5 years?
At least 20.
20?
Jeez.
Do you have any currently?
Not in care.
Okay. You have other children though in your home?
I do.
Okay. How many children?
7.
7. And do you have I guess for lack of a better phrase, do you have any type of specialty in foster children?
No.
Okay.
We take everything.
Okay. All right. Now, have you ever been involved with the care of a child by the name of Jameson Timms?
I have.
Okay. Do you remember when that was?
I think around January of 2022.
All right. Now, what was, I guess, do you remember who called you about Jameson?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't.
And how did you, I guess, did you obtain Jameson?
Yes.
Okay. Where did you get him?
Choa.
Okay. So you went down and picked him up from Choa?
I did.
Okay. Now, what was your role in caring for Jameson?
What do you mean?
Like, what all did you do for him as the foster parent?
He was a baby, little, feeding, changing, everyday needs.
So just as if you are the parent.
Yes.
Okay. Now, did you, do you know or remember how long you had Jameson?
Maybe 2 weeks.
Okay. So not typically, or not that long?
Correct.
Okay. Now, are you familiar with Brady and Carrie Timms?
Just from fostering him.
Okay. Did you ever have contact with them?
A little.
Okay. When would you have contact with them?
Just when he was placed in my home.
Okay. Were they coming to visit you, or how were you having contact with them?
Seen him at court, and mother texted a couple times about the baby.
Okay. Were there any phone conversations that took place, or FaceTime or anything like that?
Yes, I'm sure there was.
Okay. Do you recall anything in particular about those phone calls or FaceTime?
No, I always spoke to mother.
Okay. Did you ever speak to the father?
No.
No. Do you know if he was there when you were having these conversations?
Yes.
And was he there?
He was.
Okay. He was there
for some, yes.
Okay. Now, what was Jameson like in your care? How would you characterize him as a baby?
He did what a normal, I don't even know how old he was, baby does.
Well, maybe you should brush up on that before this.
He
Yeah.
was a fussy baby.
Okay. Like, did he cry 24/7, or what
He
do you
did cry a
recall?
lot, yes.
He cried a lot. Now, how was he
Poor
at night?
baby.
He cried.
He cried.
Mm.
Was there anything that you ever obtained to help him sleep?
Yes. His mother gave him a sound machine, and we played it, but it didn't seem to help.
Okay.
Because he wasn't home.
Did anything console Jameson?
Walking outside.
Okay. All right.
Mr. Hood, any questions of this witness?
Good morning. How are you?
Good. And you?
Wonderful. Thank you. So you and I presume your husband drove to Choa to pick Jameson up. Is that correct?
It was just me.
Just you. And so you. How does that work practically? You walk in the facility and they direct you to the room that he's in. Is that right?
Correct.
And when you go into the room, who is there?
There was no one there. I mean, just Jameson.
Okay.
What?
But medical personnel, nurses.
Oh, yes, they were at the nurse's station.
Okay. And did you speak with any of those nurses?
I just told them who I was, and I was there to pick up a baby.
Okay. Did you ever speak with any doctors while you were there?
Not that I recall.
Did they look at her ID?
So
Nope.
when you go into the room, you just sort of gather up the baby's stuff and you get everything situated.
They just hand him off to a stranger who
Take the
says,
baby
"I'm
back
here to
and
get
drive
the
baby
baby."
home. Is that right?
Correct.
All right. Were you given any special instructions about Jameson?
No.
Anybody ever look at you and say, "We're convinced this child has a broken back. You need to be careful in the way that you handle him"?
I was just told that he could be treated like a normal baby, and that was it, really.
Okay. The stuff that you picked up in the room, would it be stuff that the parents had brought there in terms of strollers and bags and that type of stuff?
Yes.
Okay. And that was left there, I presume, when the parents were removed from the hospital. Is that correct?
I'm assuming.
Okay. All right. Thank you. That's all I have for you.
Thank you, Mr. Hood. Ms. Bernard, any questions?
Good morning.
Good morning.
So you were not previously acquainted with Brady and Carrie Timms, right?
Correct.
But
you did have contact with them over the course of caring for Jameson for a shortish amount of time, right?
Yes.
Okay. And you are an experienced foster carer. It sounds like you've had approximately 20 children come through.
Yes.
And are these all children who have been removed from dangerous situations?
Not all. No.
Okay. Is that information that you are given prior to taking custody of a foster child?
Not always.
Okay. Were you given any information about Jameson's circumstances before you came to pick him up?
No.
Okay. Just he needs to be in foster care?
Didn't even know his name.
What? Didn't even know his name.
And did you find it when you were collecting Jameson's belongings and the things that were with him in the hospital room? Was there anything that was unusual to you about the items that you were collecting and that Jameson's parents had brought there?
They usually don't come with things.
So usually children that you're taking custody of in foster care don't have a car seat and a stroller and a bag with all of the baby items in it?
Correct.
But Jameson did have all of those things?
Yes.
Okay. And did Jameson seem like he was in any physical pain when you were handling him, changing his diaper, feeding him, all of that?
I'm not a medical expert. He was just fussy and cried.
So just very upset and hard to console?
Yes.
And is that kind of a normal situation for children that have been removed and placed in your care, or did you find it unusual?
No, he was just little. He was a baby.
What? That's not the answer to the question.
But you did not get the impression that.
Is it usual or unusual?
And again, if this is, I don't want to call for any speculation, but as an experienced foster carer, some of the children you have had have been removed from dangerous or abusive circumstances. I am assuming, is that correct?
What now?
I'm assuming that at least some of the children that you have had in foster care have been removed from dangerous or abusive situations.
Yes.
Have any of them come to you with injuries?
Yes.
So some foster children have come to you with injuries that you can see and are given special instructions as to how to care for?
Yes, no.
Okay.
They don't really come with instructions.
Yes, no.
Well, are there ever situations in which you do
I
meet
can't
with
with
any
this one.
doctors or DFCS workers at the hospital to get any details for care instructions?
No, I haven't.
And do you recall when custody was transferred from you as the foster parent? Do you recall who it was transferred to?
Yes.
Okay. And was that Jameson's aunt?
It was.
His father's sister?
I believe.
Okay. And did any of the nurses at the nurses station tell you anything about Jameson's circumstances or consults or what was going on with him?
No.
And were you given any instructions to give him medication?
No.
Not even the Tylenol or the Advil
Were
for the
there
pain?
any indications to you as an experienced person caring for these children that there was anything wrong with Jameson Timms?
I could say he was like a baby with colic. He was just not really consolable and fussy.
Okay. And do you, while you had Jameson in custody, did you have any contact with DFCS officials regarding his condition?
Not much, no.
Okay, so did you have any contact from anyone at CHOA checking in on his condition?
No.
Okay, so no contact from DFCS, no contact from CHOA during the entire time you had Jameson in your care?
I mean, I heard from DFCS, but it was just briefly.
Okay.
Asking if we needed anything.
Just seeing if you needed anything?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So did you ever speak to a Dr. Verena Brown?
I don't recall.
Okay. Dr. Stephen Messner?
I don't recall.
All right. Was there anything else that you observed while you had physical care of Jameson Timms in January of 2022?
No.
No further questions. Thank you for your time.
Ms. Law, any other questions of this witness?
Briefly, Your Honor. Ms. Cochran, were you aware of any broken bones that Jameson had?
Just hearsay.
Just hearsay? Someone had informed you of that?
Yes.
Okay.
Who?
Now,
Who
did
did?
Jameson, while he was in your custody, I guess, did he break any bones?
No.
Okay. Did he have any bruising that showed up?
No.
Okay. I'll pass the witness.
Anything else of this witness, Mr. Hood?
No further questions.
Ms. Bernard, anything else of this witness?
I guess just, did you hear from any doctors or healthcare providers regarding anything regarding Jameson's condition?
No.
Okay, nothing further. Thank you very much.
Anything else of this witness?
So they told her nothing. All right.
Nothing.
Thoughts?
How do you pick a child up from the hospital and have zero questions about anything?
She didn't know his name. He was in the
And
room
why
by
didn't she-
himself, didn't have to show an ID. Like, how is that? Jennifer, you're a foster parent. So, like, this is something I've always wanted to know. Do you not have to show ID, give a name, anything?
No, this is extremely typical. We always had a transporter or someone bring a child to us. And I had 2 babies in December of 2022. Little Hispanic babies brought to my house on a Wednesday night, very last minute. When the transporter got out of the car, I asked her what the babies' names were. She said, I don't know.
Oh.
And I said, well, I was told the baby had rib fractures. He was 2 months. She said, I don't know. She said, the family didn't speak English and I was Christmas shopping. And this makes me so emotional because that was in 2022 and I'm still in contact with that mom. And it's the same story. It's TOA. I'm in contact with her attorneys. It's so heartbreaking. And I didn't know at that time. And they were such good parents. When DFCS, I got a text that night that was like, hey, the parents want to FaceTime during Christmas, on Christmas Day. If you don't want to, it's no big deal.
Well,
and I was like, no, give me the number. And that day I contacted the mom and I was like, hey, my name is Jennifer Williams. I have your kids. Do you want to see them? Do you want to talk with them? And we FaceTimed and it was so tragic. It was just so sad. It was so sad. And it's such a big, long story, but you guys, it's literally the same thing. So that's 2 kids that have been placed into my home out of 30-something kids that have been medically kidnapped. Like, that is terrifying to me. I didn't know then. This was 6 months before we met Emma. And
did they have the same doctors? The same?
Yeah, it's Verena Brown. It's Verena Brown. Yeah. Yes.
Did the children? How old were the children when they came to you?
2 months and 17 months.
And I'm assuming the 17-month-old didn't speak English or didn't understand
Well,
English.
the funny thing is the family speaks English as well as I do. Like, there's no language barrier between me and the mother or me and the father during
Oh,
that
really?
time.
I thought so she lied.
100%. She looked straight at me and told me, like, I don't know. They didn't speak English. the aunt had the kids, and she was going on a vacation and couldn't take the kids out of the state. She told me later, she told DFCS about this a month in advance. They waited till that day to start looking for placement. So it's extremely typical of these people to just bounce kids around. When it was time for the family to pick them up, they wanted me to bring the kids. It's an hour drive. And I was like, no, I'm not putting a newborn and a toddler in my car with my own 3 kids, an hour drive without an adult who can help me with this newborn. I said, you guys are going to have to come get them. They didn't have anyone. So she said, well, could the mom, the abusive mom, could the mom and the aunt come? Like, do you have a problem with that? And I was like, I would absolutely love that. So they came into my home. I hugged them. I met them. She thanked me from the bottom of her heart, and she sobbed because her baby had grown in a week. I mean, it was just, it's so tragic. This story is so sick. Like, how do you pick a baby up from a hospital? You've kicked the parents out because he's in such horrible injuries. And you'll hear that in this trial with one of these witnesses. Horrible injuries. And these horrible injuries, you can't even see them. You don't even know they're there. And not a single nurse was even in that room with that baby.
Nobody. Yeah, by himself.
He was left alone. My baby was left completely alone, crying for me and his father. And they gave him Tylenol because he was crying, but he wasn't crying out of pain. He was crying because he missed us. He wasn't being comforted.
And what would it have hurt to allow them to be in the hospital room? Again, they're supervised. There are nurses. There are doctors. There's no reason why you need to do that.
Grandparents, I'm sure Carrie's and Brady's families offered to stay with him because
my dad was there when they escorted us out. My dad, he caught me. He caught me on the floor of the parking garage because I just collapsed. My dad and them were there. They were begging, "Can we please just stay? Can we take him? What can we do?"
And they wouldn't let
bring
them
the
stay
stranger.
there.
No. It's sick. When people say the system is screwed up, you don't understand until you start really hearing this stuff, how screwed up it truly is.
It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. All right, the next testimony that we're going to hear is Elizabeth Bono. What's her title at DCF?
She's got a new one. I don't know.
Of course, because did they promote her?
Probably.
Moving on up.
God. All right, here we go.
This one.
And you are Elizabeth Bono, is that correct? Yes. If you'll raise your right hand, please. Ma'am, do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court, the matter now pending, will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Please have a seat. Ms. Wall.
Thank you, Your Honor. Please state your name for the record.
Elizabeth Bono.
And traditional spelling of Elizabeth?
Yes.
Both.
Okay, I'm sorry. Are those spiders on her eyes?
I knew it. I knew you would say that. I was waiting for it.
I did not. It looks like spiders are crawling out of her eyes. Look, ma'am, if you are beyond the age of 25, you probably should not be putting big, huge fake eyelashes, especially for court. I'm not even going to say what the young kids are calling them these days. Does anybody know what the Zoomers are calling these? I can't say it on YouTube. It's pretty bad.
I just don't understand why she's dressed like a 20-something-year-old as a whatever old. Like, no, she can't. She shouldn't dress like this. Is not.
She looks like a preschool teacher. She's got is that a plastic necklace? This is great.
I see she looks Mrs. like Doubtfire. Sorry, I said it out loud. It was in my head.
It is my worst. It is my worst nightmare, by the way, that I look like this in profile with the no chin and like just a neck, like a human thumb, like a thumb with a face. And she does remind me of a Dr. Seuss character, and I can't remember which one, but I'm going to have to go on a search. Yes, thank you. The chat knows what the kids are calling them. Jem's got it. I can't put it on the screen.
Thanks, Jem.
If you're not going on OnlyFans, maybe you should leave the falsies at home. I just saying, especially.
I've got to look now. I'm curious.
Yeah, what does the chat say? The chat says her shirt looks like it's thermal underwear type of shirt, like the kids wear pajamas. Yes, it does look like long underwear.
It's just, it
She had
looks
nothing
like
to wear.
she's trying to dress like a college kid, and she's not age appropriate dressed at all.
She's stopped by the sleepwear
Sorry.
section. You just got it. You just got it. I'm sorry, Carrie. We're teaching you bad things.
I'm gonna have to talk to Jesus about this.
Well, you know,
It wasn't your fault. Chat made you do it. He forgives you for that.
it wasn't your fault. I'm gonna have to
Chat
talk
made you do it.
Jesus. Oh, I'm gonna have to talk to Jesus about this whole case because I have a lot of thoughts that are not good. Just saying, I have a lot of thoughts.
At
on
least
a
she's
lot of this
smiling.
stuff.
At least she's smiling.
Yeah.
For now. For now.
Bono, Bono?
Yes.
Okay. And Ms. Bono, what is your occupation?
I am currently the foster care administrator in Walker.
Blink rate anomaly. Blink rate anomaly. And it's not because she's lying or anything. It's because those falsies are in the way and she feels them and she keeps going like this. So blink rate anomaly may now be checked off of the, where are we at? Let's see. We have hair talk, free space. Where's blink rate? Where'd it go? I didn't take it off. Did I? No, there it is. Yes. Oh, it's one of the picture ones. It's one of the picture ones. Okay.
Oh, that's
right.
That's why.
That's why I didn't
River
notice it.
dancing?
Yeah, you know about the river dancing.
That one's the river dancing.
That river dancing.
Oh, yes, you know about. We showed
You guys are climbing on up. FYI, you're closer.
Are we? How much
You're
closer? How much do we have left?
Oh man. Let me just. I know another little bit was. Let's see. $485.20 was sent over to my savings account for the Justice for Jameson account just last night. So you guys are. Yes, thank you to everybody. But I mean, you guys are. Yeah, river dancing is on the way for you guys.
Oh, by the way, we have super tips. Don't forget to support the show and go to supertip.gg/Megan Fox like Rob did. Rob, you are now my favorite super tipper right now.
Oh, ladies, can't believe you missed on day 4, talking about court reporter's hair clip and glasses during her close-up while Sleepy Eyes was being voideered by the defense. It was on my darn bingo card.
I guess I missed a court reporter stink eye. I'm sorry about that, Rob. But thanks for the super tip. I appreciate that. And Liz Bird, thanks for the super chat for the 2. Says mutton dressed as lamb, UK phrase. Speaking of UK, I'm drinking my good English breakfast tea today. I decided to bring my tea kettle, since it's electric, into my room so I don't have to go downstairs to get coffee.
You are so fancy.
I know. I have my whole English breakfast set up. I even have cream over here and my
I
sugar.
got my thermos today.
Where are your scones? Where are your scones at?
I don't have any scones, but I'm always open to breadstick money. And the breadsticks are appreciated. But also head over to Carrie Timms and Brady Timms GoFundMe. The link is in the description of this live stream, and the mods can drop it in the chat as well. And if they hit their goal, I shall say when they hit their goal, we are going to prance around in a stream wearing dime store prom dresses, just like Dr. Verena Brown. That's right. We're going to. But I'm not going to play that clip right now because I don't feel like giving you another bingo square right at this moment. But I'm sure we'll get there.
Walker County for DFACS.
All right. And how long have you been with DFACS?
Almost 8 years.
Now, do you have to have any training to become employed with DFACS?
Yes.
Okay. And what particular training have you had?
You have to have your bachelor's, and then when you start, I went through 8 weeks of foundational training when I was a case manager. When I became a supervisor, I had to go through additional 4 weeks of training. And then we are required to do yearly certification training. Every year.
Okay. And you kind of touched on it, but let me ask you, what roles have you held at DFCS?
I've been an intake case manager in Floyd County. I was a foster care case manager in Gordon County, which was the role that I had during this case. I was a foster care supervisor in Gordon County, and now I'm the permanency administrator in Walker County.
All right. Now, when is it that DFCS becomes involved with a family?
Generally, when a report is made, it goes to the central intake. Then they decide the severity of it, if it needs to be screened in or screened out. They'll give a time as to when you can meet response time and see that child if they do decide to screen it in, and then investigations or on call. If I'm on call, I'd go, but generally it's investigations would go out and see the child and the family.
Okay. And so you talked about investigation. Is that kind of the first line of DFCS that would be involved with a family?
Yes.
Okay. What happens after investigations?
They have 30 to 45 days to complete their investigation. Sometimes, if you go out there and determine that something needs to happen, like a safety plan or custody, they'll go ahead and do that. And so as soon as they determine, that the case needs to be going longer than 45 days, they'll either assign it to family preservation where the child stays in the home and they work with the family, or they'll request custody from the judge, and the judge will determine if the child should come into care or not. And if the judge determines that there is a safety concern, then the child would come into foster care.
Okay. And so let me make sure I've got this right. So after investigations, there's 2 avenues that it could go through if it still needs to be open, family preservation or foster care.
I just want to point this out really quick because I think it's important. She said the judge determines if there's safety concerns. The parents don't get to go to that hearing. This is like DFCS goes before a judge and tells them what they want that judge to hear.
Right. It's like a grand jury. It's secret.
Jury, indictment.
Yes. Yeah. It's very, very, so for her to say that, because when we met with representatives here in Georgia, a lot of them actually said that to us, like, there's a process. Like, people can't take people's kids. The government's not doing that. It goes before a judge.
Say that. They always say that. And it's like, yeah, it goes before a judge, but only the prosecutor is there.
Yeah.
There's no defense.
DFCS says whatever they want. Your Honor, this child was found with multiple broken bones, a lesion to his face, and mouth injuries. He's in imminent danger. That's all that it takes. And they're like, sign.
Do they ask questions? Does the judge ask questions? Like,
I don't.
That's what I want to know.
Not usually.
Not
usually. The judge does everything that DCF wants to do, because it's the same as a when you go before for an ex parte protective order, right? It's the same. Your defendant doesn't get to show up. You go in front of the judge and you tell the judge your one-sided story about why you need to be protected from person A. Person A doesn't get to be there. And the judge will always side with person B because that's the person in front of them, and they don't want to take a chance that they're going to say no, and then that person's going to go home and get killed.
Yeah.
So it's the same with the children. They just believe.
You can have crappy judges, but even the good judges only know what's being said to them directly.
They can only make and they're always gonna side on better safe than sorry. Always.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You're on the side.
Did I summarize that? Okay. Now, how is it that cases come in and get assigned to particular people? Is it?
It gets sent to our county. I think every county probably does it differently. Generally, there's a rotation. There's a rotation in Gordon County. And so as cases come in, whoever's next on the rotation would be assigned to go out and do that investigation.
Now, when a case is sent to foster care, is there ever an ultimate goal for DFCS?
Yeah, permanency would be the goal. We always start with reunification unless there's extenuating circumstances. And then
very interesting that she said permanency. Does she mean permanency outside the home? Because that's how it felt to me.
That's how it feels, but in reality, it's supposed to just be permanency.
I thought it was supposed to be reunification. Is that
She said we usually start with, see, let's go back and hear the subtlety of this, because this is important. This is important. What's the goal of DFACS? She's going to blurt out permanency. That is not a term you use to return a child to their family. And then she quickly says, well, we start with reunification. Listen to that again.
Case is sent to foster care. Is there ever an ultimate goal for DFACS?
Yeah, permanency would be the goal. We always start with reunification unless there's extenuating circumstances. And then beyond that, there's a process. So you would start with reunification, usually around the 6 to 9 month mark. If there's no progress, there would be a determination as to whether or not the case would go concurrent, where you would work reunification and another option, whether it be adoption, guardianship, or APLA, which is a child aging out of care. At 15 months, we're required, if there's no progress, to state if we're going to file for termination.
Okay. We've used some words that we may or may not know what's going on. No, it's fine. So what is reunification? What does that mean?
When we're working a reunification case plan, we're providing services to the parents so that they can resolve the issues of dependency. So, for example, if a child came in for substance abuse, we would provide them with a substance abuse assessment. We'd get the recommendations. We'd provide them with a rehab or, drug testing, things like that, so that they can work those services to hopefully resolve their substance abuse issues, and then the child could go home.
Okay. And you talked about permanency. What does that mean?
Permanency means that it's the permanent where the child's going to be. So the permanent option for the child long term. You can get permanency through going home. You can get permanency through adoption.
I don't believe her.
Permanency through a guardianship, things like that.
Okay.
But the best way to get the child out of foster care.
You sit on a throne of lies.
Yes. Yes.
I see. All right. Now, have you ever been involved in a case regarding Jameson Timms?
Yes.
All right. Now, what was your role in working with Jameson and his family?
I was the foster care case manager.
She looks just like Sarah Harvin Pickett right there.
What do you do as a foster care case manager?
We work with the families, but then we also monitor the child and make sure that the child is safe and getting all of their needs in foster care. We work with both the parents or the guardians and the child in the placement.
So obviously at some point, I guess there was a decision to take Jameson from his parents.
Yeah.
Okay.
What?
I'll rephrase the question.
If you'll rephrase your question, please. I'll sustain the objection.
Was there a time where Jameson was taken from his parents?
Yes, at some point, DFACS was given custody.
Okay. And who made the decision to do that?
The investigators would have made the request and the judge would have made the final decision.
And when did you become involved with the case?
I was at the first
Hey,
hearing
remember
with
the
PH. I think it was
investigator.
in January.
Hold on, let me get to the screen.
It's
Okay.
He said the investigator would
Wrong.
have made the decision, would have put in the request, and would have gone to the judge. But remember, Hunt, the investigator, said there were no problems.
Right.
So just keep that in mind, that their little system and their process that so many people think goes, exactly how it's supposed to go. All it takes is for one pediatrician to say, I don't like that you said the parents are safe. I'm going higher up and finding someone new, someone that we don't even know. Someone that we don't even know their name. And Verena Brown apparently emailed them, but she doesn't even know who it was. She can't remember who she emailed.
We know who it is.
Oh, yeah? Who is it?
God, what is it? It is. Oh, if Jeb's watching, he would. Jeb, if you're watching, text me the name. Because this person never gets brought in. He's like the regional. Who is the regional?
Danny Knuckles?
Danny Knuckles. That's who it was.
That dude that we were talking about that one time.
Danny Knuckles, it sounds like a mob enforcer. He got involved because Garcia and Harbin Pickett did some kind of colluding and called him, I think.
That's exactly what had to have happened. Because so Harbin did her little fellowship or whatever you want to call it under Garcia. Garcia acts as a child abuse pediatrician, but doesn't even have the qualifications to meet the criteria. She was grandfathered in up in Tennessee. So those two worked together because they're old colleagues, and then they didn't like the answer that DFCS gave, just like Jennifer said. So then they take it above someone else. So is Danny Knuckles the person that then, like, what?
I think it's just important that people see there's not a real protocol. It's
Right.
however they feel that day with that situation and whatever they feel like doing. That's just important for people with kids to be thinking when you're going to the doctor, when you have an issue with the school. Do not think that they are just going to, everything's going to be okay because they're going through their system and their protocol. It takes one person to do whatever the heck they want.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't even show up to court.
Unbelievable.
Never met him.
Within 72 hours of the child coming into care, I knew that I would be getting that case as the foster care case manager.
And what is a PPH? Sorry.
Preliminary protective hearing.
Okay. All right.
Why are you laughing? We don't know what it is.
And so where was it that Jameson was placed when he first?
Why is she laughing about this?
Everything's a joke to them. Like, it just.
It's using big words. They think they're special. And I am not trying to hurt people with bachelors. I didn't even go to college. I did not go to college. Okay.
I didn't either.
Photography. So I'm not downing this, but these people, they sit there and they honestly think like that they can use these words and it's so special because it's something they know and you don't know. I'm sorry, guys. I forgot I'm talking to the lay people. It's preliminary hearing.
Look, she bartended at Applebee's while she was getting her degrees and classes. Because literally one day she was supervising a visit and I was like, I know you from somewhere. And she's like, I used to bartend at Applebee's.
Oh my God.
No.
Swear. She was like,
That's great. Okay, so she can't really be that all high and mighty.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's just, you can see it on her face. She's doing this on purpose. Like they're using these terms just to be like, oh, let me break it down for everybody so that they understand. It's just a weird thing that they do.
Psychology.
ChatGPT is working on turning her into a Dr. Seuss character for me because I can't find one that looks like her, but I know I've seen it. So I'm having ChatGPT do it for me. It's going to be epic.
Came into care.
He was placed, I can't remember if he stayed a night in the hospital, but he was placed with for the first little bit.
And how long was he there?
He was there, I believe, from January 15th. And then he went to the relative placement at the adjudication hearing, which I believe was the 28th of January.
And you said the relative placement?
Yes.
What is that?
So when kids first come into foster care, we look for relatives that would be an appropriate placement. We were able to identify a relative and move Jameson to be with family.
And who was it that he was placed with? And do you recall their first names?
Brittany and it just left me.
Oh God, her face.
I forget his first name.
I can't
Brittany
take it.
Okay.
Was who I interacted with the most.
Okay. Now, you said it was a family relationship?
Yes.
Okay. How was Brittany related to the Timms?
She was paternal aunt, so she was the father's half sister.
You said half sister?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. Now, during the time, let me back up. I guess as the foster care case manager, are you responsible for any type of visitations?
Yes.
Okay. How does that work?
We meet with the parents monthly if they're willing to meet with us. We meet with the child. We have to see the child at least monthly in the home usually, or we can see them at daycare.
And so were there visitations in Jameson's case?
This is what ChatGPT came up with. Frankly, I think it's pretty spot on. I mean, what do you think?
Needs longer
I
eyelashes.
think it definitely works.
Longer eyelashes. Yeah, her actual those eyelashes are longer than this one. I'll tell it to try again. We need longer eyelashes.
When you say visitations, you mean me visiting or the parents?
I'm sorry, I mean parent visitation.
Sorry.
Nope, that's okay. I understand. There's two different types. So
Yes, there was court-ordered visitation.
all right, and so how did those start out? Parent visitations in this case.
The initial visits were at the office. However, I did a visit in the placement's home.
Okay. And so how often were these, or I guess, are there any regulations regarding the visitation with the parents?
These visits were court-ordered to be supervised.
And I guess, how often were those visits? Or was that set?
It was, there was a lot of discussion around visits. I know I did the 4-hour visit, but they were also permitted to visit with the relative supervision. So I'm not exactly sure how much time they had with the child.
Okay. So you said that you sat in on one 4-hour visit?
Yes.
Okay. And when, do you recall when that was?
I believe that was February the 6th of 2022.
And where did you say that visit was taking place?
That took place at home.
All right. And was there anything that you found noteworthy when you did that visit?
The visit occurred, I believe I sat at the kitchen table and they spent most of the time around the kitchen island. The mother was quite bonded to the child. She held the child for 2.5 hours straight, didn't put him down.
All right, we're going to go over to our bingo cards and we're going to check off appropriate and loving parent. Because I don't know why they keep saying things like this. How do they think it's going to go over with the jury when they say, mother is quite bonded with the child?
Wait till her next sentence, though. Oh, it pisses me off beyond words what she says after this, though.
But it's so stupid.
It is.
Obviously stupid.
Ooh, I have a feeling we're going to get a what a bitch here in a second.
For her to eat, she handed the child to the father who promptly put him in the bouncer. There was not much interaction between the father and the child, but the mother was extremely focused on the child.
What? What a bitch! What a bitch! Let's get back over to the bingo card and
what?
Yeah, what a bitch!
I said, will you put Jameson in the bouncer so I can feed him and make your plate, honey? Because that's what wives do. We make sure our men are taken care of, the babies are taken care of. He got him in the seat while I was fixing the plates, and she used it negatively. There we go. Just
unbelievable. Unfreaking believable. And also, can we watch her eyes?
Word for that.
Watch her. Yeah. You can drop it if you feel like you need to.
Although I also feel like I want to remain a little bit respectful, but like for the panel's sake,
well, it's up to you. I want to watch her eyes as she answers this question because watch the blink rate. It's crazy.
2.5 hours straight, didn't put him down. When it was time for her to eat, she handed the child to the father who promptly put him in the bouncer.
Did you see that?
There was not much.
Did you see that?
When it was time for her to eat, she handed the child to
the
father who promptly put him in the bouncer.
A 4-second.
There was
blink.
not much interaction between the father and the child, but the mother was extremely focused on the child.
She doesn't even believe that. She doesn't believe any of that, what she just said.
They told her to say it. They coached her to say the crap.
And her, did you see her eyes?
No, I didn't. I saw them closed.
Watch again. Watch her eyes. There is a 4-second flutter when she starts talking about Brady.
She handed the child to
the
father who promptly put him in the bouncer.
She kept her eyes closed almost that entire time she said that.
Yeah.
And then she's going to do it again.
There was not much interaction between the father and the child, but the mother was extremely.
There we go. 1,
focused
2,
on the
3,
child.
4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Now, were the
She did not do that at any other time when she was answering questions. This is the first time that she's gone off the charts with her weird blink rate anomaly. Is that still on the?
I'm getting heated. That's why I have to put my hair up because I'm
She's
getting
ready.
hot.
She's like pulling her
ready,
hair out.
ready
Right?
for war.
How about that?
I'm like, I'm getting ready to fight over here.
Hey, those
Let
of
me
you
put my hair back.
Those
Jennifer,
of you with
there you go.
kids, like with the older kids especially, do you experience this? So in my house, I call it wiggle, wiggle, itch, cough. When you're getting onto your kid and they're like doing everything they can to not look at you and not pay attention, that's what I call it. I that's only when they're actually in
Wiggle,
trouble.
wiggle, itch, cough.
And so I say, I'll just say their name and I'll say wiggle, wiggle, itch, cough. And
That
they're
needs to be put on the bingo card.
Wiggle, wiggle, itch,
But
cough.
watch them. While she's doing that, she's also squirming in her seat.
She rocks.
She's adjusting her seat.
Oh yeah, wait. Let's go back. Let's see it again.
When it was time for her to eat, she
Oh, there
handed
she
the child
goes.
to the
She's
father,
wiggling.
who promptly put him in the bouncer. There was not much interaction between the father and the child, but the mother was extremely focused on the child.
What is that face?
Now, were the visitation restrictions, were those ever modified? I guess, let me ask, did you have to be there for all of the visitations with the parents between them and Jameson for the whole time that he was in care?
No, that was the only visit that I did.
Okay. Did the department have to monitor all of the visits?
We provided some supervised visits and then some were done through the placement.
And when you say the placement, who was supervising the visits when those were done?
That would have been.
Okay.
Can we also get the Spider-Man meme? Because I feel like we're getting a lot of the pointing and it's not me who's doing this. It's
Were there
this
any
person who's
limitations
doing this.
on the visit?
Did you see how she just looked at the prosecution
I did.
table? Did you see that?
I did. Look at.
She looked at
We'll go
Fox.
back. a little.
Am I doing what you want me to do? Did I say it right?
Look at her. What is she doing?
Were there any limitations?
Oh my God! What is this? What is
She's
this?
like, "Are you proud of me? Am I doing a good job?"
What is
Do
the
I get
head
a
wiggle?
Scooby
What?
snack? Do
We
I
got a
get
head
Scooby
wiggle.
snack?
We have a head wiggle going on. You know what it reminds
Wiggle,
me
wiggle,
of?
itch, cough. I'm telling
Wiggle,
you.
wiggle, wiggle, itch, cough. Also reminds me of this snake chorus. She's a little, she's a little wiggly. Like
Yeah.
what's going on with the head bobble? She's turned into a head bobble. I'm
God,
gonna
I
see
hope
that
she
again.
watches this. God, I hope.
Look at her. Look at her.
What? Are you
She just had a smile. She just looked at them.
That's
Hammer.
what I'm telling you. She
That's
looks.
the look.
Yeah.
No,
she's
no, no.
looking at Fox.
She looked
that
at the. She looked at the camera. At the camera. The prosecutor's in front of her. She looked at the camera. Watch how she makes eye contact with us, which means she's looking at the camera. Watch.
She's looking down the barrel.
There it is.
Oh gosh.
I got a freeze frame on that.
Woo.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
right into
One
the
more-
camera.
One more click with the,
Yeah.
the
The
smile.
Do the
that
smile.
she
Do
gets.
this. Do the. Sorry, that was probably really loud.
So does that mean she likes being on camera? Speaking of people who like being on camera, Mo in the Deep End has finally
Howdy,
joined
howdy.
us.
Good morning.
It's
I'm
so good
back
to
in
have
the
you
land
back.
of the living-ish, sort of.
I'm so glad you're back. We missed you.
Yeah, the only funny thing was, so I'm like the last day they hook you up to a heart monitor because ketamine's a kind of heavy-duty drug. So they hook you up, and my doctor, who's kind of, look, I seem to get the TISM doctors who don't know how to interact with people, so then I just nervously continue to like verbally diarrhea because I'm nervous. So he was looking at me, looking at the heart monitor, looking at me, and he's like, "Do you have chest pain?" And I was like, "No." And he's like, "Well, you probably need to get an EKG. There's something weird going on with your heart. Now here's a Valium to relax."
But
So I didn't.
That's not good.
So I didn't pay attention very much because all I heard was something about ejection factor. And then my brain, being stupid and on ketamine, was like, my heart has a hate boner. So I look at my husband as we're getting out of the thing, and I was like, did you happen to remember what exactly the doctor said? Because all I heard was hate boner in my heart, and I'm pretty sure that's not what I need to call my PCP about. And he's like, no, honey, he told you. And I said, sweetheart, loving husband, man that I contractually am obligated to love. You were the one not on ketamine. You were supposed to remember this. He's like, well, I think he said something about your heart. I was like, thanks, Lassie. Anything else? Is Timmy in the well? Like, you had one job.
So you have to go get the EKG or something?
Yeah. He's like, well, I mean, if it's not bothering you, it should be fine. And I'm like, well, great.
Thanks for that.
Please
like,
tell
good.
us that you talked to your PCP about a heart boner, please.
Hate
boner? What did you call it?
A heart hate boner. Yeah. Which could possibly explain it.
In my defense, I was high as balls medically. So I thought it was hilarious, but I was hoping that my husband, who was my sober, like seeing Helen Keller dog guy, was going to be there and writing this stuff down, or at least remembering it a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, but
he was on
like,
Marketplace, sweetheart.
I was just like, thanks, sweetie.
Did you get a load of this? Did you get a load of this bitch though at all? Because
I have been out of commission. Like yesterday, I did nothing but sleep. So
all right, well, you got to watch this little exchange she has with the camera here because it's the funniest thing ever. Look at this. She's going to look directly at us.
And
okay.
All right, we're going to start to wiggle. Here we go. Wiggle.
Did her fake eyelashes catch a breeze and it turned her face?
Right into the camera.
Were there any limitations on?
Did you see that? Good Lord. This is
Also,
a deep
1998 called. They want their Long John shirt back.
Were there any limitations on the visits? For example, how many they could have when those were being supervised by the?
No. So generally we do have a set schedule of, 2 hours twice a week. This case, the judge had given a lot more visitation to the point where I don't think that we could provide a provider for the amount of visitation. And so they allowed to do those visits because we didn't have a provider able to go that many times. I think it was almost
the judge
every contact.
overruled what they wanted.
How dare he?
Overruled.
So as part of being, I guess, the foster care case manager, you said that you are seeing the child how often?
At least monthly.
Okay. Are you also involved with his care, his medical care and things like that?
Yes.
Oh, great. That she's exactly the person you want in charge of your kids' medical care. ChatGPT has done a little tweaking. There we go. There we go.
Oh, Cindy Lou Who hit the 30 wall hard. She really did.
Oh my gosh.
She looks
Come
like
on, that's
Cindy
pretty
Lou
good.
Who meets Megan McCarthy.
Oh,
Yes.
no, she looks like I can't think of her name. That chick from she played Willow in Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Allison Hannigan. Is that who it is?
Yes, it does.
She looks like Allison Hannigan. As a who.
Come on, this is pretty close. I mean, this
That
is
is pretty close.
I mean, she would kill for lips that thick.
That's true. She has thinner lips. Maybe I should tell ChatGPT to redo
And to
it.
make eye contact, can you get ChatGPT to make the eye contact?
Eye contact with the camera. I shall try.
All right. Was there ever a time that you went out of state for this case?
Yes.
All right. Do you recall when that was?
April 27th of 2022.
All right. And where did you go?
We went to Boston, Massachusetts.
Can you tell us how that came about?
The family had found a doctor that they wanted to use in Boston and had requested that the child go. The department did not want the child to go to Boston.
Of course not.
Of course the judge ruled that the child could go to Boston, but that DFCS had to be present.
Okay. Now, was the appointment already made, or were you involved with the planning of that?
We were not involved with the planning.
Okay.
And that burns your ass, doesn't it?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
That does.
Now,
Look at her. She's even
anyone gotten
wiggling.
permission?
She's wiggling. It burns her ass so much she's wiggling.
Yes.
She's like,
DFCS
look,
to
the
take
judge made a bad choice and said they could get a second medical opinion, which we never have heard of before in our lives.
Yeah.
And they didn't even let us do the appointment.
It doesn't even say, I still have the court order. It doesn't even say that they had to be present. It said that they may be present. So they spent extra money and time and all the things
To make
for them
sure
to get
they
there.
were
But
present.
listen how horrible she makes this trip sound, just because it doesn't fit the narrative for them. So listen to how horrible she makes this thing sound. It's comical.
Trip.
No.
So when you say that Jameson was with did they have legal custody of him or just physical?
They had placement of the child. So Gordon County DFCS had legal custody. The parents still had parental rights, and then had placement. And so with placement, they do have the authority. They get a placement letter. They have the authority to enroll a child in daycare or take a child to the doctor. But that's more for either a routine checkup or an emergency if they have to go to the emergency room.
Okay.
Flux's face right now.
And so you told us that it was April 27th that you went to Boston?
I believe so, yes.
All right. Did you go alone?
No.
Okay. Who did you go with?
I went
many-
with
How many people did they take?
I went with Lindsay Bray, and she was filling in as supervisor at the time.
And was that your supervisor or?
She was supervising the case, yes.
I see. Okay. Now, did the department pay for you all to go up there?
They did.
And where did you go when you first got there?
When we landed, we went to the address. It was something Newton Road. We had run into the placement and the mother when we got there. And the address that we were at, that was not the right doctor's office. So we went to another building, which was also not the right office. And we eventually found his office somewhere
Your
on the
lack
university
of being able to use
campus.
Google Maps
Okay.
is not my problem.
And who was it that you all were there to see?
How she's like, yeah,
Dr. Hollick.
nobody's ever been to a big city before and isn't ever confused by all of the fucking high rises.
It was
especially in
Boston.
Boston because it's this big.
It was
Boston is horrific.
She called.
I hate Boston.
First of all,
one-way streets.
Yes. We didn't even know she was going to be there. She had ignored us for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks. I still have the text messages on my phone where she was supposed to get us, parenting classes and all this stuff. We did our own stuff because she wouldn't respond. And then the morning the plane lands, we'll see you today. And I'm like, you won't see me today. I'm in Boston. She's like, we're in Boston too. And I was like, huh. So me and my sister-in-law were like, huh. So then she calls us not long after that. We're trying to find where we're trying to go. She's trying to find where they're trying to go. We're all in the same boat here. We're trying to get Jameson to where he needs to go. And she just makes it sound like we sent them on this wild goose chase.
That's ridiculous. Yeah, they wanted on this trip so they could get their meals comped. That's what they wanted. They wanted their expense reports filled out.
And to be fair, Boston is a historic, area. So they got a good historical trip out of it.
No, she got a vacation out of it.
They may have went to Salem.
To visit her ancestors.
It's not far. It's
That's
not
true.
super far from Boston.
God, I think I took witch sighting off of the bingo card.
Oh, no.
Dang it. I did.
It's okay.
There's no witch sighting on the bingo
She's
today.
like if Laura Ashley went into witchcraft, though.
Look at her. Look at the plastic necklace. That's the thing I really can't wrap my head around. Like, you, of all the things you could have chosen to wear around your neck on the long john top, a plastic
She does
preschool
know you're not
necklace.
supposed to wear rosaries, right?
Miss Rachel helped her get dressed for court this day. Leave her alone. Miss Rachel just said no overalls.
Good
I was
Lord.
gonna say, I have my pillow upstairs that is actually the pillowcase that my dad had when he was growing up. So it's my grandma's old pillowcase that matches
Does
her
it look
shirt.
just like that?
Yeah, yeah, matches the shirt.
I'm all about comfort, man.
So you said that where did you end up locating Dr. Hollick?
I believe it was like an adult psychiatric area. It was inside the Boston Medical University. But we went to so many buildings looking for this man. I couldn't.
Celestial Force. Beads from the other trip to New Orleans when she stole another child. Maybe. It's possible. These bitches, man. These bitches.
Tell you which one we were really even in.
Okay.
So you failed to do your job?
Mm-hmm.
Did you make any calls to anyone without telling me what they said? Did you make any calls to try to locate Dr. Hollick?
I did. I called Boston University.
Okay. And were you able to find out where you needed to go from them?
No.
So they didn't know either.
So, but you did finally locate Dr. Hollick?
Yes.
Okay. Now, what occurred upon your encounter with Dr. Hollick?
Dr. Hollick met us in the main foyer area.
And without telling me what he said, just what happened upon your encounter?
Is that the same thing as a foyer?
Him and the placement and the mother were whispering to each other, and it was determined that
No, it's a real word. It's just the French pronunciation of it.
Oh,
But fake
that
word,
makes sense.
fake word did make it on the bingo card. So keep your ears open for fake words. Yesterday we had variable, and what was the other one?
Point cent.
Point
99
cent plus
point
and
cent.
squunched because squunched, of course, is
Yeah.
the best fake word I've ever heard.
the DFCS was not going to be allowed in the room.
Wait, what?
To be allowed in the placement and the mother were whispering
on your encounter with him.
Him and the placement and the mother were whispering to each other, and it was determined that DFCS was not going to be allowed in the room.
Get squunched.
Yeah.
Get squunched.
And
You
did
can
that
check
ever
that off the
change?
bingo card.
Yes.
Okay. Were you
Oh, it
allowed to go back
changed.
in the room?
Ooh.
I did not go in the room. DFCS was permitted to go into the room for a portion of the exam.
Hold on.
Okay.
You said you did not go in.
Yes.
She leaves out this key point. We're in 2020. This is 2 at this point at Boston, where they're doing all of these testings and everything for COVID, right? We had to submit. We didn't even know they were going. Okay, they didn't know the rules. They didn't ask the rules. Me, my sister-in-law, and Jameson all had to have COVID tests before even boarding the plane. The reason why they were not permitted because they did not submit testing. They didn't have the mask, none of that. So she leaves all this stuff out to make it sound like
Unbelievable.
we're being secretive.
So she wasn't allowed in because they didn't follow the rules because they're above the rules.
They didn't know the rules because they didn't ask. They didn't care to ask. They were just there for the
So
lobster.
they expended all of these resources to fly these people to Boston without any ideas about the protocols when we were in
During
a national,
COVID.
COOF.
Unbelievable.
Georgia, you are just surpassing all expectations of imbecility. I am just, I mean,
Raising that
if there
bar.
was an award for the best half-wit ever,
I agree.
And did someone else go in?
Yes, Lindsay went in.
Okay. And where did you go during the time that the exam?
She went into a corner
I guess
and
that you weren't
cried.
allowed to be in. Where did you go?
I waited in the lobby.
No, she went into
Okay,
a
how long
corner
were
and
you in the
started
lobby?
hexing
18
things.
minutes.
18 minutes. Did you hear that? 18 minutes.
Uh-huh.
And after the exam, what did you do?
Lindsay came down, the placement and the mother had stayed up with the child. We waited for a little bit and then we left.
And let me clarify, when you were in the waiting room, where was Jameson?
He was upstairs.
Okay. Who was he with?
He was with the mother and the placement. Lindsay and I waited in the waiting room while they did a portion of the exam, and then we were permitted to, or Lindsay was permitted to go up, but Jameson was up there with them.
Okay.
Because I was being
And
evaluated for EDS. They didn't need to be in there.
Lindsay came back down.
Oh, you were being evaluated.
It was myself and Jameson and Brady's sister. And guess what? We both, Brady's side of the family and me, EDS. And then Jameson was sitting there and they did all the stuff with Miss Lindsay in the room. That's what they're talking about. They weren't allowed in the room at all. And then Jameson was in there with just us. And then they came in after. Well, Jameson was in there with just us because our good old friend HIPAA tells you guys that it's none of your business what's going on with my health or my sister-in-law's health. And they wanted to make a big stink out of that.
Yeah, that's not appropriate. Not only do they not know the protocols, but that is, again, they realize you went to Boston for genetic, and second opinions. Of course, you're going to have family members who are coming in who, hey, now that I think about it, I'm hyper flexible. Could that be something?
Yeah. And she makes it sound like there's something wrong with Jameson being in there with us.
But
it's
there
not,
isn't.
because placement
literally with the
is in there.
doctor and with placement.
If they truly cared about Jameson, they'd be happy to help the family get answers.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you hide it?
Would. Because they already have the answers that they want, you see. Yeah. Hey, Joe, thanks for the $4.99. How about a bagel to go with a spot of tea? I would love to have a bagel. I should have thought of that, but I didn't. And so I have no food to go with my tea, but at least I have tea. And Celestial Force says, Carrie, on a serious note, did any workers quit while handling your case? When you get an attorney for a 1983 claim, I'm optimistic you'll find one. These are the people to reach out to. Need answers.
Yes.
So have you heard about any of these people?
There was a resignation put in during our case.
Really?
Yes.
That's excellent. Have you spoken to that person?
I have.
That is great. And I hope they have lots of information because this is just sick. It's just sick.
After the that portion of the exam, then do you remember how long you were there after she came back down?
We waited about 15 minutes.
Okay. And what happened following that?
I can't remember if the mother and placement came down once we left or if we left before they came down. But
we met them.
Now, were there any other examinations or, I guess, consults with any other doctors that DFCS was not aware of?
I'm unsure. When I met with the placement, they had mentioned that Jameson was being seen by two different doctors, one in Germany and one in California. I asked repeatedly who those doctors were. I was informed to ask the attorney. We never did get the names of those doctors.
Okay. Had DFCS authorized the release of Jameson's medical records to go other places?
No.
Okay. Did you speak to anyone about that?
No, nobody contacted me about it.
Okay. Did you talk to the Timms family about sending records?
I informed the placement that we would have to know, as the legal guardian, who those doctors are. We usually have to sign off on those things. And that's why we needed to know the names of these doctors that they were consulting.
And you got all of the reports, all of them.
Was there ever a time when DFCS considered removing Jameson from the residence?
Yes.
Why was that?
There was a concern that they were allowing this child to be seen by doctors, refusing to give us the information. It seemed like they were very much working kind of against DFCS.
Which home are they talking about?
My in-laws,
Okay.
My sister-in-law. So, and that's not what the order states. It was right after the Boston trip. My sister-in-law said to Miss Bono here, look, you were there. I was there. We were all there. We heard that there is something genetic going on with this child. So what do we need to do to work towards bringing this child back home? We know that this is not abuse. We've all heard it. And that's when the petition of removal was put in. She told my sister-in-law it was not her place to step over that line.
Wow. What were they planning on doing? Nothing? Just leaving it the way it was?
Yes, leaving it the way it was. And they're closing arguments in juvenile court for the dependency hearing. The last thing that the attorney said for DFCS was this child deserves to be adopted out by a family who truly loves him.
Oh!
Yeah. So this was the narrative the whole time.
Oh my God.
And it was hard to assess that child's safety.
Now, did you all change?
Based off of what?
Did he ever get removed from the Bullock residence?
He didn't. A meeting was held with the Bullocks and leadership, and it was determined that he would remain with the Bullocks.
Now, did you know the defendants outside of your work at DFCS?
Applebee's.
No.
Okay. Do you have any kind of ill will or bias against them?
No.
I don't believe you. That was
Do you
not
like
convincing.
keeping children away from their parents?
Yes.
No.
She shook her head yes first. Before she answered that, her head nodded yes. It's almost imperceptible,
Children
but
away
she
from their
did.
parents.
No.
Yep. She went like this.
And she smiles.
Oh, yes, you do like it. You like it very
As the
much.
case manager on this case, were you open to alternative ways that the injuries to Jameson could have occurred?
I always would just defer to the medical providers.
Which ones?
All right, now I'm going to let you do Spider-Man meme. Spider-Man meme gets crossed off the bingo card because here we go again. Here we go again. It's not me. It's not me. It's them. It's everybody else. I'm not
Wait,
the
did
one.
was she sitting in the office with my husband too? Because their situational awarenesses are like the same. Honey, I found your best friend.
Always would just defer to the medical providers. I'm not a medical expert, and so we rely on the experts to tell us kind of what's going on in a case, whether it be people doing psychologicals, doctors, assessments, therapists.
But you don't rely on the experts at Boston Children's Hospital?
It's only the doctors that they call in. It's only the ones that the state wants to use, guys.
Or their own fucking investigators that say, no, everything looks good there?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We don't
they
listen to those.
They didn't listen to those. Your mic is cutting out because you're screaming.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
It'll do it
Sorry.
to you. This will do it to you.
My role is just to provide the services for them to work and for these children to not be in foster care for any
that's
longer
your
than they need to
role?
be.
Really?
And so how long were you Jameson's foster care case manager?
I was
Too long.
the case manager
Too
until
long.
it closed in August. I believe I had started supervisor training in July, and so I wasn't.
This heifer
as
is a
present
supervisor?
She was already
I
getting promoted.
handled a lot of the stuff later on.
Now, while he was
All right, ChatGPT has done it.
I guess you were.
I'm sorry, but it can't be better than this.
Oh, gosh. That's it.
It's like if Dr. Seuss wrote 50 Shades of Grey after she hits the wall.
And it thinned out the lips, made her look meaner. I like the eyelashes are perfect, and I love the long underwear top. I mean, it's just so good. It's so good. Chat, we've finally done it. ChatGPT has come through. Oh, Miss Bono or Bozo or whoever you are.
I like
This-
Bozo.
Bozo.
I like Bozo.
Bozo is good.
Yeah.
Well, that works.
Were his case manager. Did you receive any reports of him having any injuries while he was in foster care?
No.
Any breaks or bruising that were reported to you?
None.
And were you having contact with Jameson?
Yes.
And were you also having contact with him during this time?
Yes.
All right.
Wait, she said she only visited once. She was having contact. Didn't she say that?
I feel like she did say that.
Yeah.
I can say I have forgone trying to write notes because they would probably not be
It was
great today.
before you. It was before you came on. I think it's the supervised visit, but I think she may have checked in like periodically with the home.
Oh yeah.
But she only was there for the one visit. But she was always. Never mind. Just go ahead.
Thank you, Ms. Wall. Mr. Hood, any questions of this witness?
Oh, I'm sure Mr. Hood has some questions.
Oh, wait for her demeanor.
I'm gonna ask you some questions, Ms. Bono, and forgive me. I don't know if anybody else from the department is going to be testifying. So if I'm asking you stuff that's beyond your purview, just let me know.
I'll let you know.
So a child comes into care, as we call it, and the goal that you said was permanency.
Yes.
And the parents from whom a child is removed are typically given a set of things to work on or goals, what we in juvenile court would call a case plan.
That's correct.
Is that correct? And you mentioned that there was a PPH or preliminary protective hearing, and there was an adjudication hearing in this case. Is that correct?
Yes, there were multiple adjudication hearings.
Okay. One hearing that lasted several days. Is that right? Okay.
Why are you laughing?
Do you
was
know?
the case
Have
plan
we
ever developed?
Bitch, stop smiling.
Have we pointed out that Jason Hood is actually the sit-in juvenile judge here in Gordon County?
No, I did not know this.
Yes.
This is so wait.
So he knows the ins and outs of the juvenile court, which is why, I mean, obviously we
He
picked
a
him
juvenile judge and a lawyer at the same time?
sit-in.
Huh. Okay. All right, listen. The tea has gotten to me. I have
Thank
to take
you.
a quick break. All right, yeah, Carrie, you take a quick break. Anybody, do we need the pee song?
Yes.
Is everybody, yeah, we need
Yes.
the pee song.
Yeah,
Okay.
pee
All right,
song.
right.
Look, children do not strong bladders make.
All right, we're going to take a break. I shall leave you with the second version of the pee. Look at everybody else just dodged already.
I peed before I came on because I was like, there's no way I'm going to make it through a full Megan stream and laughing.
All right, how do I find it? I guess I have to search my library. I'll leave you with another version of the pee song. How about pop dance music? Is that good?
Ooh.
Do we like that? I don't know if it's any good. I have no idea if it's any good, but let's do that. Let's see. Share this instead. Here we go. All right. I'll be right back.
She's streaming live, just killing the game. Sipping coffee like it's her middle name. A whiskey splash in her chai tea brew. But now she's squirming, doesn't know what to do. The chat is lit, emojis abound, but her legs are shaking. She feels the countdown. She's got 20,000 watching her sway, but nature's call says she can't stay. BRB, gotta fly to the throne. Bathroom break, it's a live stream zone. Don't pause the stream, don't shut it down. She'll be back serving slay in this virtual town. She's a queen with a mug in hand. One espresso shot and she's taking a stand. But the coffee train has come full stop. It's a PP dance, she's gonna pop. The comments roll, where'd you go? Someone says, guess the drinks did flow. The struggle's real, the time is near. Even YouTubers have bathrooms dear. BRB, gotta fly to the throne. Bathroom break, it's a live stream zone. Don't pause the stream, don't shut it down. She'll be back serving slay in this virtual town. Comments roll, where'd you go? Someone says, guess the drinks did flow. The struggle's real, the time is near. Even YouTubers have bathrooms, dear. We all gotta fly to the throne. Bathroom break, it's a live stream zone. Don't pause the stream, don't shut it down. She'll be back serving slay in this virtual town. Yeah. Virtual town.
All right. See, that was enough time. Everybody came back. Well, almost everyone. Flux might be making a bagel. There she is. There she is. Let's see.
Oh, yeah, I'm here.
Rob says, yikes. I came here to get away from anti-Hales talk and flee pee-pee music. Well, listen, I had this for a very long time. I've just never used it because there are times when you have to leave your own stream to go deal with another stream, if you know what I mean. So especially with trial coverage, because we could just sit here for hours and, you know, my song's better than theirs though. I have several.
I have a whole like smoke break like lineup.
Do you? All right, we're back. Puzzler, thanks for the 5, says this looks stressful for Carrie to be living this horror. Well, of course it is. I'm sure Carrie can speak for herself, but
yeah,
we understand. You know, it sucks. It sucks having to go through it. It was traumatizing the first time, and I'm sure it's traumatizing the second time. But at least she knows at the end of it, she has her baby back.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. All right. This bitch. Here we go.
Okay. And do you recall any of the goals on that case plan?
I believe it was to complete a psychological, a parental fitness, to do parenting, to follow the recommendations of the assessments. I don't think there was anything beyond that. There might have been a DB assessment as well that we would have asked.
And I'm not seeking any information contained in any report, but to your knowledge, did these parents complete those requirements?
They completed the assessments, yes.
Okay.
Without your help, because you ignored us.
They were cooperative. I believe one of the assessments showed that they were defensive, but yeah.
Again, I'm not asking you for any
How
conclusions
dare
from any
you be
reports.
defensive? How dare you be defensive when people are trying to take your child away from you and call you an abusive parent? How dare you?
Also, who's giving these assessments? It's another CYF
No.
crazy person?
Actually, the person who gave the assessment, she called us, and the day that we had everything, she sat down with both of us and said, "Well, I'm supposed to be looking for Brady to be bipolar, and I'm not seeing that." And Brady was like, "Wait, what?" So she pulls it up on her computer, and it says, "Father has signs or has been said to have had bipolar." So it's like a precedence already there. She showed it to us and she was like, I don't see any kinds of like nothing going on. She even gave us her card. She said, I want to know how this turns out at the very end. She's like, I'm not understanding what this whole situation is. So I like how she slid that in there about the deception thing, because that lady called us back and she was like, you guys are welcome to retake it, or you can just leave it as it is. And I'm like, I mean, we're defensive. We are defendants in a case. So we did retake it. That's what our attorneys wanted us to do. So we did.
Wow. I mean, that's ridiculous. All right.
Since you referenced it, the assessment that found one of the parents to be defensive was retaken, was it not? At the request of their provider.
I can't remember, but it sounds likely.
Okay.
Hmm.
And while they're doing all this, they're getting visitation, first with the foster parents, then with the aunt and her husband. And the husband's name in that case is Jake. Does that ring a bell?
Jacob. Yes.
Okay. Do you know how Mr. is employed?
He works, I believe he's a state trooper or.
Okay, he works for the Georgia State Patrol. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. So, in terms of interaction between the department and
I can't
there
move
was
her over.
a fair amount of tension. Would that be fair to say?
I didn't have any tension with them, but I think there was definitely some tension.
Yeah, I don't believe you. You're blinking too fast, ma'am, for that to be true.
Specifically, Jake at times did not appreciate how he was being treated by the department. Is that correct?
I wouldn't know.
Oh, wouldn't you?
Are you aware of any?
Oh, I bet she did.
She had
I
to
bet
set
she
up her
was-
meetings. She was calling the meetings for this, and she's about to say that.
And she's the case manager. She knows if somebody's complaining.
Incidents that happen between any of your providers? And let me be clear about this. Y'all have what are called providers. They're people agencies that you contract with to come into people's homes and provide certain services. Is that correct?
That's correct.
All right. Are you aware of any tension or any disputes or any incidents involving this in any of your providers?
I'm not.
Lies.
Were you aware of an incident where an individual that was providing drug testing to a Georgia State Trooper required him to perform that test in front of his daughter?
Yes, I was there.
I remember there being
What
an
in
issue
the
with the drug
flaming
screen, but I don't
Cheetos?
remember.
Yes.
What a cunt.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but it's
In-
time.
Yes. This is Mo sanctions. This is total cunt behavior.
Okay, you may check that off on the bingo card. And also, I'm sorry, but you could tell she's lying that she wasn't aware of any complaints, that she wasn't aware of anything. How are you not aware that this man complained that you made him drug test in front of his daughter? You're aware. You're lying hoe. Stop being such a lying whore and just answer the questions because you're on the stand. You're under oath. God, I want him to go after her.
Not
perjury.
only that, but Megan, if they had heard of this state trooper peeing in front of his daughter, they would try to take that daughter away. So they are encouraging the very thing that they would take a child away.
Yeah.
And yeah, that dad's probably like, no, this is way inappropriate. I'm a state trooper. I can't do this in front of my children.
So, meanwhile, my sister-in-law is a stay-at-home mom who never gets drug tested, but you want to drug test randomly a state patrol. Let that sink in.
Why? Why would they do that? I mean, that's disgusting. But these are the same people who didn't require a foster mom to even show an ID at the hospital to take a baby.
Who didn't know? She didn't even know his name.
She didn't even know what baby she was picking up.
Is this the
They're
right
lucky
kid? Is this
They're
him?
lucky they're lucky they gave her the right one.
We were never drug tested. Brady and I were never once drug tested in this whole dilemma.
You know
Not
what?
once.
So weird.
Either was Matt Hernandez, who wears a fedora and works
Every
at a
day.
music store. He was never drug tested, but Taki was like every 2 weeks. Like,
Wow.
it doesn't make sense. They don't have any rhyme or reason to anything they're doing.
This drug test that they're talking about happened at dinner time, like supper time. Big, like, remember, what was that guy? Captain Gantu or whatever, or the big guy that shows up from, no, he actually shows up from the DFCS office on Lilo and Stitch, you know, the big burly guy in the suit.
yeah.
That's literally what he looked like. He knocks on the door. He's like, I have orders here to do a random drug test on Mr. And so he comes in. There's a half bath, like literally that guy cannot fit in there with my brother-in-law. And he's like, there's a full bathroom upstairs. Can we please just go upstairs? Jake asked, can we please just go upstairs? The guy absolutely did. He said, no, this is where we're doing it. The door has to stay open. I'm standing there. I have Jameson in my arms because obviously I'm being supervised by this family. And then their 3 kids are right there, including the oldest daughter who has to watch her father give this drug test with a strange, huge man who comes in very authoritative.
In his own home.
Crazy. Jennifer, as a foster parent, were you ever drug tested? Did they randomly come to your house while you're fostering kids and drug test you?
No. No,
Well,
I'm
that's
telling
weird.
you, what they put parents through, all of these psychological, we never took a psychological evaluation. Now, they'll come to your house and they'll ask you questions during your home study, like about your childhood, some invasive questions about your intimacy life with your husband to make sure you guys like aren't crazy. But you can literally say anything. Whatever you say, they're just going to write down and check in a box like, yeah, everyone's here's normal and ready for kids. It's not official. You don't go somewhere official. So all this training that foster parents have, it's crap. It's crap. It's not real. The only thing I ever learned.
Formalities.
Yeah, it's formalities. Anything I learned was through my own research, reading books, like trying to educate myself. Parents are put through so much more than foster parents.
This is nuts. Absolutely crazy.
What the circumstances were.
Do you recall there being attention about the number of times that Mr. and his wife were being requested to submit drug samples? Again, a Georgia State Trooper.
I don't.
Do you recall there being any incidents where the department was showing up at these folks' house at what I would deem to be extreme times, 1, 2, 3 in the morning, and demanding to walk through their home to see if Brady and Carrie Timms were there?
I do remember that happening on one occasion.
Okay. Again, the home of a Georgia State Trooper.
Yes.
And then they bust through my house to do a welfare check.
You referenced that there was a meeting with leadership around the issue of whether or not these children were going to be removed from the, you recall testifying to that?
Yes.
And in fact, there was a meeting between Mr. and the head of your state agency, Ms. Brooks. Do you recall that?
Oh,
Candace. I don't. I wasn't a part of that.
Okay. Well, in fact, you were supposed to be a part of that meeting and you did not appear.
Oh,
suck it, bitch.
Did you see the rapid eye blinking right before he said that when she said, no, I wasn't in that? Oh, Lord. I knew something was coming.
No.
It's a common
recall
theme
that?
for her.
No, I don't. And I don't see how a case manager would. It would be more of a supervisor or a county director that would be more appropriate in that meeting.
Because you were screwing up, ma'am.
After Mr. addressed his concerns with the head of your state agency, the decision was made that the child is going to remain with them. Is that correct?
I was not a part of that decision.
I'm not asking you if you
I'm
were
not
a part
asking
of it.
you
That
if you're
was
a
the
part of it.
decision, correct?
The decision was for the child to remain with.
Uh-huh. That they
Regarding
did
the
this to
trip
a
to
police
Boston.
officer kills me.
Yeah.
Let me make sure I understand what your testimony is. You said that y'all found this doctor's office on the campus of Boston University. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And there was some interaction between the child and a doctor that you say you were not a part of, that you were prohibited from taking part in. Is that correct?
No, that's not what I said.
All right. What's your testimony?
He was up there. I don't know if he was examined. I wasn't in the room. From what I understood, they were only going to examine Miss because she didn't feel comfortable with us being in the room for her examination. However, I wasn't in the room. DFAX wasn't in the room when they were in there.
There was an issue when you and Ms. Bray presented at the doctor's office regarding COVID testing. And mind you, this was back in early 2022. Is that correct?
That's correct. But
All right. That was the given reason as to why you were waiting where you were waiting and you were not in the doctor's office. Was a lack of COVID testing. Is that correct?
no, the COVID testing was not discussed with me. I stayed in the waiting room. They said one person could go. From what I understood, that was an issue once they got up to the examination room, but Miss Bray would have to speak to that.
Okay. So if Miss Bray was excluded from anything, that was the reason that she was excluded, correct?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, you weren't trying to paint the picture in your testimony on direct, were you, that either these parties or some doctor in Boston tried to exclude 2 DFCS workers from examining this child? The fact of the matter is,
Because that's what you did.
based upon COVID testing and your lack thereof, you couldn't have participated in this meeting in his office regardless, correct?
No. The conversation down there was that Ms. was not comfortable and that we were violating her HIPAA rights by being in the room while she had her exam.
Has nothing
So
to do
the
with
determination
comfort.
was that she would do her exam without DFCS present. That's why she didn't want anybody in the room.
A room from which she would have been excluded regardless due to COVID testing, correct?
Yep.
I'm going to object.
We can't square that circle.
She said that she wasn't a part of the conversation about the COVID testing.
She was a bitch.
I'll overrule the objection. I'll let him ask and then they can move on.
I'll move on, Jake.
Overruled.
Oh yeah, bingo.
Was
Overruled.
that the only
Oh no, I took overruled out.
interaction
Thug
that you're
judge
aware
instead.
of? Oh, strike that. Was that your only involvement with a medical provider outside of CHOA in this case? Was your trip to Boston?
No.
Your department has an office at CHOA, is that correct?
There is a DFCS liaison at CHOA.
There's more than one.
Yeah.
And you indicated that part of the department's frustration with was, as I heard it, your interpretation that they were seeking medical care not approved of by the department. Is that correct?
No, the concern was that they were not providing us with these doctors' names. We didn't know who those doctors were, any of that information.
What?
Then how did you show up to the
Yeah.
place?
Yeah, how did you get to Boston?
And how did you get to Boston, you big fat liar?
Meanwhile,
this
they're,
woman-
they're able to seal documents from parents who still have parental rights.
Yes.
But they want to complain that they can't see everything. Howard, I'm lucky I got mine in time for Jameson.
Yeah.
All these other parents, they want to complain that they're not privy to this knowledge. Every time we got a report, we turned it over in hopes of saying, oh, you know what? This kid has an issue. Maybe he should go home. But what do they do? They pick and choose who they want to listen to.
Georgia is able to Carmen Sandiego where you guys got your second opinion with like very vague facts, but she can't figure
why
out.
would the parents hide it? They're trying to get answers. So like why would you even hide it?
I just didn't want them to control it. We still have parental rights. I want a second opinion that is unbiased.
Right.
Yeah, and
Right,
if
you
you
don't
had to
want
go
them
to
in
Boston
there.
to get it, then that's where you had to go. I mean, if you have a crazy, not, common disease, you might have to go all the way to Florida or all the way to Boston in order to get care. That's just the reality.
And I was willing to do that. I would take my child. I don't care where we had to take it. If we flew to Boston and back with him he was less than 6 months old, I believe, at this time. We did that in one day, there and back in one day, because I wanted answers that bad for my son. Not a defense. I don't want a defense for my son. I want answers for my son.
Yeah.
And that's what they couldn't stand.
Just letting you know, I have changed the thumbnail for today's stream. This is the new thumbnail, which I believe captures it much better than the old thumbnail. And I'm just letting you know, that there is a new thumbnail.
I love our watercolor, though. It made us look really
Isn't that good? Isn't the watercolor good? That was ChatGPT. I took a screenshot of you guys in court at the verdict, and asked ChatGPT to turn it into a watercolor, and it did such an amazing job.
Perfect.
It's really pretty.
They, as the placement, however, have the authority to do that, correct? They could seek medical care for this child. They don't need y'all's permission to do that, do they?
Not necessarily. We're still the legal guardian. So they can have
Lots of
medical needs
shifting.
taken care of in terms of going to a doctor.
Wiggle.
You're well checked.
Wiggle, wiggle,
Or
itch
like I
cough.
said, the emergency room if a staff member can't get there. But in terms of making medical decisions, the department is still very much the one that holds that responsibility. They can't sign for things like surgeries. They can't sign for any of that type of stuff. So we still need to be involved in those.
Okay.
You were there. You were involved. You're welcome.
Work at the department.
Work at the department. We don't have any doctors that work at the department.
Okay. So who amongst you would be able to determine what medical care was appropriate and what was not?
Yeah. Not even Verena Brown. She's not part of your department because she seems like it. But this is a great question. So which one of you is qualified to make medical decisions since you have no doctors on staff?
It wasn't a matter of whether or not it was appropriate. We just needed to know the name. We couldn't even get the name of the doctors.
How could you not have the name if you were?
Couldn't learn after the fact.
Which doctor is she talking about that they didn't know the names?
Referencing a doctor in Amsterdam who testifies in this court that you'll hear from him. And then she's talking about another doctor from California who also testifies in this court, whose reports were given to them in juvenile court.
She's mad that you didn't share your expert testimony, your experts with them.
Prior to a court hearing.
Prior to court.
Technically, we gave everything to our attorneys had everything. They're painting at us like we're the bad guys. Our attorneys had everything. They're the ones who are in charge of dispensing whatever they want to whomever they want as far as the legalities go. So they're making it sound like we hit it. We hit the parents. But in all actuality, our attorneys were telling us this is our hand. We need to hold it here for when it comes time for this.
Who they'd gone to see?
Well, depending on the appointment, we would have the right to be at those appointments because we're the legal guardian.
And they flew all the way to Boston and y'all flew with them, correct?
Correct.
Okay. All right. It's not a circumstance, is it, where related to this case, you're okay with them getting medical care so long as it's been approved by the folks at CHOA before they get it?
No, I'm okay with them getting medical care when I know who the doctor is.
Why would it matter? What do you have to say about the doctor anyway? What do you know about
control?
You're not a medical expert, so I wish he would have asked her what knowledge, what does it do for you to have the name of the doctor? How does that give you more information?
Yeah. Was she going to check his Yelp out and make sure
Right.
not known to lie about DCYF cases?
I think she failed to look at Verena Brown's reviews. Has anyone looked at those? Because
they're pretty bad.
Oh,
Right.
question. Did she ever fully open both eyes in tandem since I missed that?
No.
only in the river marching video, river dancing.
River dancing, yes, river dancing.
You guys have no idea. Next prom dress I find that I can squeeze my behind into, the creek out back.
Me too.
Miss Bernard, any
Oh,
questions
she did
of
it
this
again.
witness?
She did it again with the camera.
What'd she do?
Miss
Oh,
Bernard,
she
any
did.
questions?
What was that?
Listen, she's doing it to
Miss
Fox.
Bernard, any questions?
You can see the bald man to the left.
This one.
That's their that's like one of
So
their.
she may have been looking at the prosecutor.
She's looking at them for because Jeb is way back, but right in that same vicinity. So she's just kind of getting an okay from her boss, everything. Going
Well, they need to prep her better and tell her not to roll her eyes on the stand towards them because it makes them look bad.
Or they could just get rid of her and have her not ever testify ever again.
That's
Of
true.
this witness?
Catherine.
All right.
Yes,
This is where Catherine Bernard is about to cross her. We're going to stop this for today, actually, because I have to take very early for her. She has PE today at the Y, so I got to take her to do some laps at the Y. So before her classes. So I will. We will pick this back up on Monday for Catherine Bernard's cross of this bozo. And it should be good. It should be good. It should be definitely good. Thank you, everybody, for being here with me. Carrie, we really appreciate you. Was there anything today you wanted to let the chat know, or anything you wanted to say before we go today?
No, it's hard for me to watch this, but being able to you have to laugh at some of this stuff because it's so like, and none of it's funny, but it's the way that the sneakiness and the snakiness and all the things, you have to sit there and be like, are you serious? You know?
Yeah.
And it is hard. Someone had mentioned that it must be hard for me to relive this. It is, but if I don't sit here and I don't speak up and if I'm not real and raw, how am I, like, I went through all this and it was in vain. Like, I have to be able to help the next person and help people understand that this happens. And it's not just some fairy tale made up horror story. Like, this is real life.
And it's not isolated.
Yes.
Not isolated.
Yes. It's real life for a lot of parents. And if I'm not just here just to sit here, it is important for me to sit down and watch this, and you guys breaking it down helps me see things that I didn't get to see, because you think I'm sitting there with no emotion. My husband's, patting my leg if I'm starting to get worked up during trial. He's like, calm it down, calm it down. I don't have to calm it down right now. I'm able to breathe and say whatever I want to say just about. So it's important, and I appreciate the opportunity very much.
Well, we're glad to have you here for sure. Those of you in the chat, make sure you're following You Are the Power. Spike Cohen, who's the head of the organization, will be joining us on Monday. He is, it was funny. One of his guys reached out to me and was like, hey, it's been a while since Spike's been on with you, and that was such a good interview. You want to do it again? And I was like, I just invited him to come sit and do trial coverage with me. Maybe he missed it. And he was like, really? That's happening? I'm like, yeah, it's happening. So I said, does he want to come on? And he's like, well, today's too soon, but how about Monday? I'm like, okay, great. So Spike's going to be here on Monday. He's got some things he wants to talk about, some more updates with DFACS and stuff. So we'll talk to him about whatever it is he has going on, but we'll also watch some of, if he can stay with us to watch some of the rest of this testimony, that would be great. Make sure you get over to House of Flux with 2 X's and you subscribe and you like her channel, and Mo in the Deep End as well. Make sure you get over there and subscribe, because we love Mo. Everybody loves Mo.
Thank you.
You can't help but just love Mo.
I was sad I missed, because I was waiting for those eyes to blink. Like I just wanted to see them blink together. Like that was kind of in my bucket list.
You'll have to go watch the replay. She was a little less high or drunk on her second day of testimony, but not much. It was a
She did not have a driver on day 2.
No, she did
didn't
not
need a driver.
Oh dear Lord.
The mouth smacking wasn't as bad.
That is true. We
Dry
have
mouth.
a 5K coming up in Carey's County.
Oh, yeah.
In Calhoun, Georgia. So if people want to go to You Are the Powers page, social media page will have all the information. But we're having a 5K run. You can come. If you can't come, you can sign up as a ghost runner, so you can still support your family, or a sponsor. So people should check that out.
Yep. And it's not just for my family. It's not just for our family. It's for all the Georgia families who have gone through this, and every dime is going to help pay for these monstrous, like, mountains and mountains of legal fees. So we highly, if you can't come out to Calhoun to run, just be a ghost runner. That'd be more than helpful for these families, and we appreciate it.
Or come run with me.
And you can follow this and get the updates on Instagram. Follow You Are the Power. I saw that on Instagram this morning, actually. I meant to bring it up. And make sure that you go to Carrie and Brady Timms GoFundMe, which is linked in the description of this live. Oh, and by the way, I forgot. There's a couple of super chats on Rumble. I don't want to forget you guys over there in the Rumble ghetto. Where the hell are you? Oh, yeah. Jay DeCory, thanks for the 2, says, Carrie, have Megan help you get in touch with Viva Frey and Robert Barnes. Barnes has a nonprofit 1776 group that has interest in medical freedom type cases. It's in Chattanooga, Tennessee. You know what? I hadn't thought about that, but I could definitely reach out to Barnes. I don't know what their plans are, but I'll definitely talk to Carrie about it at some point. JD also said, Carrie, I will be starting my review of Verena Brown. I did a primer video on her testimony yesterday. I'm also willing to wear a dress to help raise funds for your family. But are you willing to splash around in the creek? Is the
Somebody
question.
has to do the hair thing in slow motion.
Yeah, and then the duck lips, like.
He also said Brown made me livid. By the way, JD, if I'm interested in seeing your take on it too, so send me a link if you have done that. If you've at all, if you have like a a video that you did responding to her testimony. That would be great. And Puzzled Puzzler, the last super chat, thanks to the oh, there's a super tip too. I got to get to that. Thank you for exposing these power-hungry, judgmental, self-important, sanctimonious, lying pieces of shit. Not that I'm upset about what's happening or anything. There needs to be consequences. I know. I agree. Consequences for these people. And Rylan sent a super tip. Let's get that up here. Thanks to the 5.
I'm a half hour behind, but I wanted to say Power Strip was my nickname in my younger days.
I thought about doing that to pay my bills, but I'd hate to get pregnant from all the slight physical touching and eye contact.
Nice work. Nice work with the super tips. I appreciate all of you. Thank you for being here. And those of you on the replay, we're happy that you're here too. You guys take care, and I will see you on Monday. Don't forget to tune in tonight to Tug, that umbrella guy. He will have a show tonight at 8 p.m. as usual. I won't be there, but it's fun to listen to him anyway. So you guys get over there, and we'll see you again on Monday. Bye, everybody. Bye.
Lost, my world is near its end. I almost felt my head is full of a million choices. I am alive, I'm not here to pretend. I love my friends, my heart is filled with a million voices. Oh, this road has many choices. Oh, and my heart, million voices. Come next to me, my friend, embrace the sky. I'm not afraid to fly. It's not the time to say goodbye.